welcome. You already live here.
I used to live here.
You used to live here. Yes. So this is a very special episode where we're going to talk about dumb and dumber. Yes, dumb and dumber, maybe.
Dumber.
Yeah. It was a privilege to be dumbest for a few weeks when you were last here.
Not just a few gigs.
Yeah.
Still ongoing.
Still ongoing. Yeah, that's true. But first of all, let's talk a little bit about the both of you. So Humam, did the both of you join relatively at the same time for Oaga?
Yes, more or less.
More or less.
Yeah.
I was here a month before, but he was also supposed to be on this. He's the same batch.
A month. I would say like 2 weeks, maybe. A difference. Yeah.
2 weeks. Okay.
I'm October 17th.
I'm November 1st.
A month. Round it off, it's a month.
Okay, that's fair. But okay, so you guys, and this is special because you guys were here at the very, very beginning, right?
Yeah.
How was that experience like? Just to be a part of something that hadn't even opened. You know, what did that feel like then, and maybe what does it feel like now? Thinking back about it.
You go first.
Yes, Naffah.
Thank you, Mom. I would say, for me personally, this was a challenge, getting out of Mali, and this is my first job out of Mali and in the resort industry. But I would say it was an experience, meeting a lot of creative people, new people, fun people. The pre-opening was definitely fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, that's where we kind of built Dumb and Dumber, I guess. More
Yeah,
or
yeah.
less, yeah.
Pretty much. I guess.
I mean, that was the very first time I went on a gig in front of people, and I froze up.
Okay.
It was bad.
We have all been.
It was
I'm
bad.
sure you have been there.
I've
been there too.
Plenty of.
Yeah.
But that wasn't in front of guests, though. It was in front of all the staff of Oaga. It was pretty nice people, a good audience, but I was freaking out, on stage.
Yeah.
But it was nice though. On that day when I freaked out, the both of us went on. We weren't known as Dumb and Dumber back then. We were just gigging around, jamming.
Yeah.
But when everybody kind of noticed, my team kind of noticed that I was not okay. It was nice. It was nice to see that everybody kind of, jumped behind us, and they were like trying to get it together for me. It was a team effort, and it was nice. So yeah, the pre-opening was definitely nice. Yeah.
And I will ask you this because I know the answer to this. What song was it?
Fix You, called
Fix You. Yeah. Okay.
True.
Yeah.
It still wasn't Dumb and Dumber back then, so I think that came into being after we started living in the same room, more or less.
Yeah.
And that's another thing, yeah.
So like we got a lot closer in that sense, and he was the only other cuckoo that I could relate to, right?
Here's the thing.
most.
Yeah.
On my first day, I had
It's okay.
I have a lot of anxiety, when it comes to people, social anxiety. I'm always the one sitting silent in a group when you first meet me. But once you get to know me, you now know what it's like. So, yeah.
Speaking of which,
Yeah, wait, I'm getting to it. Hold on. Hold your horses, man. So, we were just sitting in Humam's room.
Right.
Back then, there was Humam's room. There was almost all of us. There was
so like
the
my room
creatives.
was
Yeah.
me, Rai, we were living in the same room.
You,
Tuga.
Mandu was there, Tuga was there, Aman was there. And everybody was kind of jamming around and,
It's the usual hands.
Yeah.
Well, we were going over.
And then they were trying to get me to sing.
Yeah.
They were trying to get me to sing. I'm like, no.
Okay.
You just just observe, and everybody kind of left, and it was just him.
And then
it's
he
like-
started singing,
And he's like,
and then I was like,
nobody's gonna
bro!
believe me.
I was like, you couldn't have done that 10 minutes earlier, right?
Yeah. Okay.
And I heard him sing. I was like this guy had never had any formal vocal training or anything, and like he was nailing some pretty good, mouth tunes.
Mouth tunes. Yeah.
Because he was brought here under the guise of the Maldivian passenger, because he's got a fairly high range and he's up there, and they would all,
Right up there.
so like he's got this very passenger-like feel to his voice, and I'm like, sure, I've never heard that here, right? And such a voice with a lot of control while it's so high. It was pretty good to hear. I was like, you couldn't have done that 10 minutes earlier.
And everybody else was
And
there
I go
asking-
out, I'm like, I'm the madman.
He was like, nobody's gonna believe me.
Like, nobody's gonna believe
me.
Nobody's gonna believe you. But that was like the initial, we were still in the pre-opening. Probably, I think his first day attending gig.
Right.
So, and
No pressure enough.
no pressure, same.
Same. Yeah.
He dropped in while we were brainstorming for Samasa. So like we were all like knee deep into role play.
Okay, I'm just going to interject and ask you to talk a little bit about Samasa. What is Samasa? What happens there? Because both of you and I know specifically you had a very big involvement in Samasa, working on the score and doing all of this, right? So just because people watching and listening to this wouldn't know when we say, oh yeah, we were working on Samasa. So what was going on at that time?
So ultimately, it's an experience that I don't think any other resort has. And even if they do, okay, I can't really comment on. But if another, I can't say it, right? But the experience that you have here is so authentic from an artistic experience that everyone involved in it has a big part to play, right? From Rai being the main focus of the show, the theater mastermind and everything, the one who sewed the whole picture together for everyone, from everyone on the F&B side and the backstage people. I did the score initially, and for me that scoring thing was new because I was already fairly new to composition and all that. I was used to making weird ambient sounds on GarageBand on my phone, right?
Yeah.
And also at the time they didn't even have scoring as like I don't think they thought of implementing a musical score in it. But the write-up and the concepts were so vivid. It was fairly easy to come up with a sound layer, sound base for the whole thing. And one thing led to another. We had a soft launching of the whole concept to the directors, and that was the first time we got the feedback that we wanted, and also it was the first time that the directors and everyone who conceptualized so like what this was going to be, and I don't think they expected it to be the way like it went in a good way. So yeah, Samasa ultimately is a very authentic theater dining experience.
Okay. So that's a whole lot of that's just a whole lot of images that you've given, right?
Yeah.
Now, going back to what you were saying about Naffah that day, which is that so you guys were in the middle of brainstorming ideas for this, right? In walks Naffah. What happens next?
He just sits there,
Right.
like
Yes. My first day, I just sat there.
Okay.
First few months.
He literally got off the boat
I just,
and made his way to the room that we were in.
yeah.
Okay, wow. How did that
Yeah.
feel? I mean, surely. This
I mean,
is
everything was very alien to me
Hmm.
to start with. Little did I know that most of the people here around me at that time were more or less similar to me,
Mhm.
and the way they think and all those things. I didn't know that back then.
Okay, yeah. So
But
this is still.
it took
discovery
me
phase, yeah.
Couple of days, to fit in,
Mhm.
because I don't usually fit in that easy
Mm.
because I'm an alien. But yeah, I wouldn't be here today doing what I do right now if it weren't for these guys as well.
And what you're doing right now, Nafa, purely from from the perspective of a person who's not only working here but actually gets to hear you on and off stage. Right? I genuinely think you're doing a great job. So I
Let's
really
leave off stage for later.
yes.
It's a whole other Naffah.
Yeah. But it's nice to see you having come from that position and then forming Dumb and Dumber as well, and then kind of going through Dumb and Dumber and then to come to where you are now.
Dumb and Dumber is also actually a story of betrayal,
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, this is a safe space.
Okay.
You can air out your feelings.
So,
I can
Dumb
make it
and Dumber
unsafe.
kind of, happened.
Right.
Because I don't think he was that comfortable going on stage alone.
Yeah.
I wasn't so comfortable going on stage alone.
Mhm.
So the gigs that I did alone there was, a lot of, we would say 40.
Yeah.
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 There was
A lot of mistakes,
a lot of fumbling around.
It was tough for me to believe that I could do it, even though so many people were saying that you're good.
Yeah.
You could
Yeah.
do this. I still can't believe that, but I'm trying. So, one day we were kind of like, I think that was in Malaf and Gota.
Yeah.
Yeah, Malaf and Gota, it's the staff canteen here.
Yeah.
So we used to have jam sessions. So we were just jamming.
Wow. Okay.
You
This
know,
is mind you, pre-opening.
Pre-opening,
Still.
yeah.
Nothing is
It's a
there.
desert.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a good gig, and that's kind of where I leaned into it.
Mm.
Like this is nice, to have somebody to back you up
Mhm.
rather than freezing up a level.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
freeze up together. you know?
Yeah.
Yes, there's joy in making
Yeah.
mistakes with friends.
And then as it went along, we did solo gigs at first, right?
Yeah.
And then it came to a thing let's create something within Oaga.
Mhm.
And then that's where
Dumb and Dumber.
Humam and Naffah came.
They needed a name.
Yeah.
We couldn't think of anything, and I think we were just going on about our usual bickering, just
Yeah.
shouting vulgarities at each other.
As you do.
As we do.
Yeah.
I still don't remember how the name stuck, but they needed a poster for that night.
Right.
Yeah, I remember going and quickly changing into my just casual clothes coming
I'll
out
send you
with
the poster.
guitar.
I think I
Please
I
send me a
still
poster. We have
have
to
it.
put it in.
Yeah, and then they were like, let's take a picture here.
So it's interesting to me, particularly this idea that Dumb and Dumber came from a place of play, right?
Pretty much.
It was an experiment, and then you found a lot
It
of
still is.
right.
Yeah.
Um,
More or less.
I say was just because I'm thinking about
Mm-mm.
in that time.
Yeah, because we were still
Right.
figuring it out.
Yeah.
Like,
Exactly. And so I think it's very interesting that because this thing was very play, that you guys would go up on stage and you make mistakes and you laugh about it, and you had this kind of comfortable familiarity with each
Mhm.
other, right? And to get to share the stage as your first, both of you, as your first learning to be on stage, I think that's very special.
Yeah, it was kind of, at first my personal understanding was everything should be perfect,
Right.
You cannot make mistakes
Mm.
and you cannot
It has to be like
stay
Yeah,
serious, and if you cannot sing a note right, people are gonna think this and this, this and that, and this and that. And then there was this mentality that we kind of formed along the lines of doing gigs and that. Fuck it, let's just wing it.
Yeah.
And those were the best gigs.
Yeah.
Those were the best gigs.
Yeah.
You know.
Uh,
So not thinking too much into it and just going on stage and just winging it.
yeah, I second that. I think because I'm a first generation musician in my family. I didn't really grow up with a lot of musical influences around me.
Okay.
I did have a lot of friends who played music, but and amongst them, very few mentors. So I've had to figure out a lot more stuff on my own than most of the people around me. At least that's how I feel like, because I do see there's a lot more. Like if you have people like close by who are like pretty good musicians, obviously you rub off each other, right? For me, when I showed up here, the only skill that I would say I had was that I could somewhat possibly improvise over a backing track, and for me that was just bedroom practice, just doing, I didn't really consider that as a thing. And even when I started playing Brecky jams, which is how Brecky jam started with me just playing over backing tracks, to be honest. And some days I would bring out the piano or keyboard and just, fumble around, hoping nobody noticed. But for the most part, it was like me improvising over backing tracks, and like I was barely bare minimum good, like passable. Honestly, I was barely passable. But like doing it every day, kinda every other day, every day, in the morning. There was a sweet grind to it, and like slowly my hours started working up, my skills started like developing, and it was a bit after that him and I started playing, and we were still like as a duo, we were still like kind of in our own directions.
We were kind of finding our rhythm,
I was quite literally trying to find my rhythm. Because I had terrible rhythm, and honestly, I think one of the biggest things I wanted from Oaga was to improve my overall musicianship. Not just as a guitar player, but like every component of music. And I think the people, the individual artists and the musicians who come here, me having access to that, that was the point where I feel like I started growing as a musician again. But to get to the whole Dumb and Dumber thing, Fix You. Fix.
I still can't play that song without triggering that specific memory of freezing up on stage, because that was terrifying. For me, in the mental level, it was terrifying. So slowly, it's getting better whenever I play that song live. I know I can do it. It's within my range.
Yeah, of course.
As far as these
he can do it. He's like, anal about it.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I like, yeah, there was a huge battle of like confidence within ourselves. The both of us individually, I think we were walking on two different paths in terms of like our musicality and our musicianship, because what music means to each one of us is quite different. And for me, what music means is kind of just like exploring what I can do with my instrument, what I can like expand it to do more. Like, I don't want my guitar to always sound like a guitar per se, right? Or like whatever. So For me, it involved a lot of like asking a lot of why's house, right? Always having to look up videos, 70-minute long video essays,
Been
and
there,
all,
my friend.
yeah, all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
For him, I think it was about, at least I assume, I think it was about finding himself, right? And well,
Yes, no,
more or
maybe.
less. I feel like
Yeah.
musically, you were trying to kind of find yourself as to where you were trying to fit in. At least that's what I kind of felt like.
Yeah, that's why I said it was a bit alien, you know.
Yeah.
There was a time period where I felt like that this is not my scene. And you know, there were times that I told myself that, Naffah, what are you doing? You know, what is this? This is not you, this is not something that you will do. I did not think for a second the past Naffah, the old Naffah, did not think that he would do this as a career.
Right.
You know, because this started out as a hobby. This started out as a therapy session for me. Yeah. So, and here I am now. Everybody connects to music. You know, the introduction to music for all musicians is sort of different.
Yeah.
For me, I used to hate music.
Hmm.
Let me put that out. You know, back when I was a kid, I used to hate music.
Okay.
That was for a very
Look at you singing and
stupid
playing
reason.
guitar now.
Yeah, that was for a very stupid reason because
Hypocrite.
I have a lot of siblings.
Right.
You know, that are older than me. I'm second youngest to 8 kids. So back when we were growing up, we only had one television set, and I would always love to watch my cartoons.
Right.
Like when I was a kid.
Right.
And then my sisters or somebody would just come and switch the channel to some music thing. And I was like,
Right.
yeah, music.
Yeah.
But then as it went by, music kind of started becoming therapy. My introduction for music was Linkin Park.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the first
Yeah.
stuff that I started to listen to. And then I got this small iPod.
Like one of those.
That was like
These
my
ones, yeah.
most prized possession.
Yeah.
I used to take that with me everywhere.
Mm.
Wherever I go, it goes with me. You could see me walking from home to work there. Back then, I just finished school and was starting my first job. You could see me walking home, just iPod and over-ear headphones, just you know. But back then also, I didn't actually think of playing music. I was a bathroom singer back then. But my brother used to play guitar in his free times. Kind of intrigued me. I was like,
What is this thing?
what is this thing? Right. So the guitar was the first thing that I tried out, and I didn't know I could sing, even if it was possible to do.
That's the same for me as well.
Yeah. Then, I used to sneak my brother's guitar and try to play it,
Naffah's brother.
fail miserably, and then put it back
Right.
so that he won't notice. The first guitar I have is actually that same guitar.
Oh wow.
It was gifted to me by my sister. And then I started.
Is that the one that you loaned me? The one with all the.
Yes.
We should have brought that.
That's very sentimental.
It's a good
Put it up
sounding
here.
guitar.
Yeah.
Right here.
It was my sister kind of lent it to my brother, and my brother used to play that, and for some reason, my sister didn't need it anymore. So she was like, "Do you want it?" And it was my brother. I'm like, yeah. So that's where I kind of began and started going, and then life happened, and I got busy, and then yada yada yada, and then there came the chapter of my life that was very bad.
Right.
That's all I can say. It was very bad, and it was very depressing, and I needed to find something to keep myself occupied.
Right.
So that's where I started to kind of do Instagram reels, cover songs, and from those reels kind of brought me here.
Wow. That's a really.
I think some of you guys have met Shoes, and he'll be like, Naffah is like this guy who used to sing with his head cut off.
Yeah.
And I have to thank the both of them, Shoes and Faude, for giving me this opportunity, to explore this. It kind of unlocked a skill in myself that I didn't know I had.
Yeah.
Yeah, they really gave us the benefit of the doubt, and also the drive to push our potential. Gave us Oaga basically as our playground to explore our
it is a
music.
playground,
Yeah. When you say playground, that just reminds me of the story that I've heard you tell a few times, Naffah, and I want to get you to tell the story again, right? It's this story where you said you were sitting by the pool and you were singing, and so you know exactly. Yes, I will not say anything more from there, but I feel like this story is it encapsulates a very special feeling about this island before we had all these guests and all of that, right? It's a thing about the island. So
it was back then we had this office that was our office.
you guys
It was
had
a little
fun.
cubicle.
Yeah, little
vibe.
Yeah, it was supposed to
little
be.
cubicle, yeah, and we
One
used to go in there and jam, but every musician kind of needs their own space,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So while he was playing, I was not able to focus on my shit, and while I was playing, he was
Yeah.
not able to focus.
So we kind of had to take.
I
that.
kind of got that,
Mm.
by myself, and I could see him, going.
Yeah.
Back then.
Oh, okay.
The resort wasn't completely built.
Right.
Yeah, we were all making do. We were all
Yeah.
just making do.
It was like at nights it kind of terrifies me also because it was so dark. But
We barely had any lights.
yeah,
Yeah.
the pool was mad at the main
We're
bar,
talking about the
the rubber pool,
Yeah.
but it wasn't filled.
Hmm.
So it was empty.
The kids' pool, right?
okay.
No, the main pool. Yeah, it was the main pool.
Okay.
So there was this song that I always wanted to try out way back when I first started to play my guitar. Was Jason Mraz's I Won't Give Up. And there's this section where he goes, kind of opens up his vocals.
Yeah.
So I was trying that.
Yeah.
And I couldn't.
So this is like that belty.
Yeah, my voice was kind of getting blocked. Somewhere I can feel it. It's kind of difficult to explain it, but you kind of know that when that happens, that it's blocking, but you can do it. So what happened was back when I was doing these cover songs on Instagram and everything, I was singing in my room, and I'm really conscious about not disturbing others. So I try to compress my voice, and that became a habit, which was bad. So that day I went out on the pool, just put my legs in there. There was no water. And then I just started screaming that verse until it suddenly clicked. And that's where I found out that this is not all. There's still more that I can learn. There's still lots more that I can learn.
There's another side to that story.
Right.
I was on the beach. Villas.
I didn't even know when he left. He was practicing with me in the office.
No, I dropped by just right after that because I heard you sing.
Okay.
I was on the beach because the island is kind of curved inwards.
Yeah.
Like if you're at Raba and if there's no wind, the sound just travels really far. Like you can even hear to the overwater villas. Yeah. And I was on the beach on that side. I don't know why. I think we were all walking, and Rai and everyone, they left. I was just there, and I heard it, and I was already going towards Rava, and he was just like belting it out, right?
Just across the whole
Yeah.
island.
It was crazy.
Yeah, that's a special moment. Like that's not something that like it would never happen here now.
Yeah.
When like that, there's so much. There's just so much stuff. Yeah, and people do. Yeah. There was one other thing I did want to ask the both of you about. Having built something so organically, right? Having built a duo that was a space of experimentation, a space of growth, a space of even just kind of letting out the stress, a space to be able to rely on one another, right? Having built something like that. Now, Humam, you have left your employment at
Betrayal. Yes, the betrayal.
Yeah, the betrayal. No, but you've left, and now you're still coming back to play these gigs, right?
Yeah.
How does it feel to have gone from? Yes, sure, you were both extremely busy when you were doing Dumb and Dumber here, when the both of you were here. But how does it feel knowing that okay, now whenever Humam comes for a gig, we're really not practicing anymore, right?
That's why I
does
said
that-
it's still an experiment.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So how does that feel to maybe not see Humam for weeks and weeks on end, maybe months, and then suddenly one day he shows up for a gig, right? And the same goes for you, having not seen
Mhm.
Naffah for ages, not having played, whatever. And then just to come and in the span of what, 4 hours, be up on stage playing a 2 hour gig, 3 hour gig. So how does that feel?
Honestly, I kind of look forward to it more than solo gigs.
Right.
This guy right here,
This guy.
he had a lot to do with me building my confidence, going up on stage.
Mm.
If it weren't for that guy, I would be struggling longer than I was
Mm.
to try and put myself out there.
Yeah.
So I kind of still do look forward to it, and I know he's up his game from what I saw from last
Yeah, man. My
time.
God.
It's crazy. I'm just kind of here still, and he's like,
Well, I don't
Yeah,
think that's
no, I don't think that's
necessarily
true.
We can't get
that's
this thing.
exactly what I would say. So,
Yeah.
I don't think that's true.
Because okay, I think you. So the both of us, me work when I worked here and still working here, and our biggest barriers have been trying to find the time for our craft, and because there's so much going on around, and frankly enough, there's not enough time to practice or whatnot. We've had to go up on stage, just like after an 8 hour shift, it's like setting up stage, setting up every other like event and all that, and we're just coming to the show, right?
Right.
And because of the lack of practice and all that stuff, we had to make the time on stage practice. Like that is our practice, right?
Mhm.
Right? Which meant we had to be okay with making a lot more mistakes, but also
Oh.
it.
Oh my God.
Oh, that's a mistake.
Yeah, that's a mistake.
And I think that kind of was our trustful exercise every day,
Right.
every time we went up there. And now it's at the point where, like, we're both so familiar with our playing. It's a lot easier to read each other more.
I don't know. That was a good distraction. We kind of lost our thought of train or train of thought.
Thought of train.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
the our playing
like
and all
trains.
those on stage.
Yeah,
I
all
think
the
it's-
kind of experimenting and
Yeah.
trying
Right,
for
right.
exercise.
Okay, yeah.
vibe
So,
things.
I didn't have time to learn the songs.
Hmm.
He's a singer, obviously, he has to learn the songs. I did not. My workload for a while was a bit more erratic and all over the place. And I was doing like 3 things at once at any given time. So, I was in a position where I had to go up on stage without learning songs and with only the knowledge of like tiny bits and pieces of music theory, knowing how to improvise and all that. Did not get me as far as I honestly did not really get me as far as I thought it did. But then again, that was the situation we were in. We just did not have the time to sit down get things together, rehearse, because either we were too mentally trained or we were just like,
You know, when you kind of get the time, you just kind of want to chill.
we just did not
of course,
have
of course.
that capacity to.
But
So,
considering all that, the fact that as he said, going on stage
Mm.
was our practice.
yeah,
You know, where we would not be able to do a good practice run because either we were too tired.
Mhm.
I would not be able to bring out my voice, and then I would give up
Yeah,
earlier than him,
Yeah,
and I would just leave.
understandable.
You know, because you're a singer and you know what I mean. You know,
Yeah,
but I think that's where the mentality came,
Mm.
which I said that, you know, let's just bring it.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I think we found out through that experience rather than following a certain rule and doing it just right. It was more about having fun.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff, you know?
definitely. I remember times we like diligently practiced for 2 days, like to get our set straight, and we go up there and it's the biggest fumble ever because we're so in our heads. We're like, we have to get it right, we have to get it like perfect, blah 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 blah. And meanwhile in rehearsal we're doing this, we're doing that, and we're like,
We'll just go on stage and we'll just completely forget. You know?
yeah, we just- everything out the window.
And he'll be like looking at me when the solo part comes. Is this a solo?
Is it a solo?
Yeah,
Like, guys, it's a solo.
yeah.
What are the chords? Turn around. And
Yeah, and it's funny like to see you specifically, Humam, go from like, hey, what are the chords to Naffah, what key?
Yeah,
You know,
it
like,
really
what key?
blew me off. Not even key.
Yeah,
Not even key.
Just play.
It's like screw key. You play. Don't worry about me. You
to
play.
have reached that level of confidence for you now playing with Filza. And Filza as a person definitely worth mentioning on this podcast because my
Yeah.
God, like we saw the both of you play when you came here. Incredible musician, and then for you to have gone and played with her all of these shows, found some crazy upskilling moment in your life to come back and then bring that energy into Dumb and Dumber, which to this day, Naffah has said this as well, is an experiment. Right? And so now, like, I feel like maybe it's a good description also to say that Dumb and Dumber is a space which captures the growth and change of the both of you as an individual.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's how
yeah.
I would put it as well, rather than like formally calling us a duo
Yeah,
band.
Right.
Because we are not that strict.
Yeah.
You know, we don't have to follow this certain. We don't have to do good gigs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's more
You just
about how
having
much
fun.
fun that we
Yeah.
are gonna have today on stage.
Yeah.
And we will ask Akaba, how many mistakes are you gonna make?
Yeah.
And he'll be like, I don't
Zero,
know.
and that makes all of them.
And it's the funniest thing when I know when he plays a jazz note, and I would just look and he'll be like,
Yeah.
it's just laughing,
It-
right?
it's- yeah.
But the audience doesn't know.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's why I say it's all about having fun, because they bounce off of our energy.
Yeah.
They see
Yeah.
us laughing, you know.
Yeah.
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 And they are kind of like, what just happened?
I did want to just thank the both of you very quickly.
No.
Yes, Naffah.
No.
Yes, screw you. Right, no, but
Wait, I still haven't gotten to
You
the
wait.
part about the betrayal.
Oh my God, yes, the
Okay.
betrayal. Yes,
So,
Dun dun dun.
yes.
long story short, he left.
It's crazy.
And it's
Crazy,
just,
yeah.
you know, me, what to do with Dumb and Dumb. But,
Yeah, I remember. Oh my God, I really remember that day when we were still trying to do this very episode.
Yeah.
It was the day that you were leaving, like you were leaving the next day, and then Naffah was like, "Hey, call Humam and tell him you're doing the podcast." And like, bring him here. And then we had like a surprise. What was it? Just like it was just like a surprise farewell thing for you. Do you remember?
Right.
And then you came in, and then Naffah was busy with something, and he walks in, and he just goes, "You just killed Dumb and Dumber. Welcome to the funeral." And I was like, "My God."
I didn't lie, but
you really felt the betrayal.
but it's
yeah,
not that. I mean, the fact that he's coming here on our invites, and the fact that I know that he wants to come here and do gigs,
Yeah.
Dumb and Dumber is gonna be there as
Of
long
course.
as I'm gonna perform. I know he's gonna.
Yeah.
I might kind of quit if I ever leave this.
And you can
place.
always make
No, you won't.
So,
Yeah. yeah.
so music kind of lives and dies in my mind. As long as I'm here in Oaga.
Right.
For me, but that might change. Who knows?
Yeah.
So that's
Yes.
the kind of mindset that I began this with. If I'm gonna do gigs, I'm just gonna do it here
Right.
because initially it was also a hobby, and I never actually really wanted to do live gigs because I don't want all those aggression.
Yeah.
It's
That's
just
understandable.
away.
Right? Yeah. No, but it's crazy that Dumb and Dumber has become such a transformative experience, an ongoing transformative experience for the both of you. And to know that it came from this island and from the people and the energy that we have here, that lives and breathes in Oaga, that's also a very, very special feeling. So I want to say genuinely thank you to the both of you for coming on.
Genuinely welcome for having us.
Genuinely welcome.
Oh my God, I think if I try to get a nice ending for this podcast, it will never happen because both of you will not let that happen.
That is exactly why
Yes.
we are called Dumb and Dumber.
Yes.
You can never have a serious conversation with either of us.
Except for the one that we just did.
I
For an
refuse
hour.
to believe that it's a serious conversation.
All right. Well, it wasn't serious. It's Beykaaru Vaahaka. But it's not.
Okay.
Okay. All right. I guess that's it. Thank you. Thank you, guys.